I'm out my pants.
Pull those trousers up, dude.
Oh!
What's up, guys? Right now we're working on the MR2. We're getting some stuff set up with the strain gauge because we have Matt in town and he is all about the Quave sequential stuff. So he knows the program and stuff pretty well. So we're trying to get all that set up to get it ready for Cletus and Cars. And yes, I did say we're bringing the MR2 to Cletus and Cars. So we had a little bit of a change of plans. The original plan was to bring the Prelude. It's tucked back there, but we are still waiting on the main bearings. We actually did just get the damper in the mail because we had to swap out the race damper for the one in this box so we could run the alternator belt. We did get the new damper for the Lude, but we're still waiting on the main bearings. And I got to thinking, the MR2's never been to a Cletus and Cars. It has been to the IFOs, which aren't as big of an event. The Prelude, I believe, has now been to 2 Cletus and Cars. The crowd has seen the Prelude. And then also the MR2 is really close to that 8-second pass. It's already went a 9.0, and it would be really cool if we could get an 8 out at Cletus and Cars. So overall, I decided that I do want to take the MR2, and it is just turnkey ready to go right now. All we have to do is get the strain gauge set up and a couple other little things, but car's been running and driving great. So final decision is that the MR2 is actually going to be going to Cletus and Cars. So if you guys are coming out, we will have the MR2. But right now we're just letting the battery charge because we're trying to set some stuff up on the strain gauge like I just said. Another thing we did on it today is we fixed the alternator belt. So this was the old one that just came off. It was starting to get pretty shredded. You can see the ends of it right there starting to fray up. So we got a new alternator belt on there because I stole some of the hardware off this one for Wago's alternator, and then K-Tuned just gave me some more hardware to put all this back together. So shout out to K-Tuned, but it's all back together. We already started it up today, let it warm up. And then we also just got some other little suspension adjustments to do, try to get the tires the right height so we don't, wheelie off to the side again, get a front alignment to make sure that's all straight, and the MR2 will be ready to go. First time our Dune buggy has seen snow, as far as we know, at least. Probably a good thing we put coolant in it too, because it was sitting outside and it got kind of covered. It would be really cool if we could get the paddle tires thrown on this thing and rip it, but we don't have the right adapters for the lug nuts because these are an Acorn style lug nut. The wheels that have the paddle tires on them, they need like a little adapter to go from the Acorn style lug nut to a flat style lug nut, or else the Acorns just dig into them and tear up the wheels. That's what the guy said. So I have to either get those adapters or the right lug nuts for them. I also don't think it's quite enough snow for the paddles. We did get a good amount, but it would be a lot cooler if it was a lot deeper, like a foot or something. It was kind of sinking in and flinging the snow. Yeah, it's really snowy out, all bundled up. Absolutely. Just in my skater shoes.
It's gonna be even colder when you're driving that thing through.
I know. I'm just gonna go for a quick rip out there, but
drifting, dude.
Yeah, I mean, just pulling it in here, it barely wanted to go.
Yeah, this tire
so slippery.
Flat, that's why.
Yeah, we need to get some. We need to get some tires on it and go through it. But I really want to rip it with some paddles in the snow.
I know, that would be crazy.
That'd be sick.
Like a couple feet.
Yeah.
So take it somewhere that has a couple.
Some big like rooster tails of snow. All right, Amelia's gonna be the first to rip it in the snow. It's probably not gonna get much traction though.
We'll find out.
Still need to get an air filter on there. Try to get all the snow away from that. Not sucking up water. The one time we leave it outside, it's all caked. We need to bring it in tonight so it can thaw out. Needs to help wash it off.
We just need to ride it so it warms up.
It's not used to this Colorado weather.
Button, careful.
Yeah. Have to leave it in a certain setting. I don't know. That's sketchy.
That's sketchy, bro.
Dude,
Manual.
It goes pretty good though.
Over this stuff.
Dude, if it had the paddles, it'd hook up so good. Because it does pretty good right now.
Yeah, you gotta try it now.
What?
You gotta be. You can try it.
It's just weird, huh?
Gas is a little weird.
With the throttle being stuck.
It's fun though.
Yeah, we need to get this throttle cable fixed. It's sticking. Get some more gas in this thing. It's breaking up again.
Yeah, she needs to get filled up.
Well, first little snow rip in the buggy.
That was fun, man.
That was pretty sick. It's
at least it rides. It doesn't get stuck as much as I thought.
Yeah,
it
and
would.
I thought we were just gonna be stuck out there, but the two-wheel drive and on these tires, it did good. So with dude paddles and some like deep snow,
oh man,
and it's like ripping. Just,
that's gonna be wild.
But at least all the stuff got fixed on it. Like we haven't drove it since we fixed all the A-arm stuff, so that's all working good.
Hands are frozen, man.
I know, it's so cold.
You should have seen Matt, bro. The way he was like, he was moving to not get hit. That was so funny. Is that height to you? Yeah, that's
same height as Shane right there.
Yeah, it's about the front of his face. Right
so Emilio's thinking he can roundhouse kick this box right here where Shane's head would be. This whole conversation started because Shane was sitting here, and I was wondering if I were just to like kick him sitting down, if it would like knock him out. And then Emilio's like, well, I don't know. Kick a box, and then I'll judge to see if he could have survived. And then we started kicking a box off the chairs.
So now this is Shane.
And now the conversation has evolved into Emilio kicking Shane standing up. So now we got
this, bro.
If you miss, you hit this metal right here. So
Nah, but we're still on the oil.
Right,
well, there goes Shane's head.
Be quick at it, because if it falls, you might have to catch it.
You just gotta stay next to it.
Oh, you're smart. Oh, he's smart. Close.
Are we going to bet on this? Who thinks he's actually going to do it?
Oh, we're betting?
We could bet. I'll bet you.
Okay.
20 bucks.
20.
bucks
What's
that
the bet
I
though?
can't kick the box out.
But 20 bucks that his foot
You
won't hit
can't-
the
it
metal
has
at
to
all,
be like a clean hit here. You
and the
can't-
metal doesn't get
Don't touch the
kicked.
metal?
Yeah.
20 bucks. I'm out my pants.
Pull those trousers up, dude.
Yo, Benji.
Dude.
I think that's 20 bucks for you, Matt.
Oh, it goes right back. We're good.
I think that's 20 bucks for Matt.
But I didn't hit it. Let me see what, like, I see the
Yeah, we gotta watch the replay.
I mean, regardless, it was pretty good.
I think you hit it up here and you came down on the
I think I came
But-
down on the box.
End of the day, who knows if Shane would have lived through that, honestly.
No, bro. you
Roundhouse
see-
kick to the
bro,
dude.
I
It
bet
bent.
that thing.
Shane might have been.
Dead.
He would.
Sorry, with the snow boots on, bro.
see it better this way. Pull those trousers up, dude.
So I'm editing this video right now, and I just got to splice this in real quick. You will see, continuing on with the video at the shop, we did determine that Emilio won the 20 bucks because we thought he hit the box off clean, but now that we can actually see it back at the house in slow-mo, frame by frame, and not just on a GoPro screen, you can see here that his heel clearly dug into the back of that pan right there, which caused it to bend. Like, he is right. I mean, it's a pretty good angle on Emilio right there, but his foot definitely came down on it and bent it back. If he was a little higher, the box would have came clean off, and that was the bet. So I have Matt here with me to kind of
Owe me 20 bucks,
confirm.
Emilio.
So it looks like the 20 bucks is gonna swap hands, but yeah, I needed to put this back in there. It was an amazing kick regardless though. After reviewing the footage, we determined that Emilio's kick
He owes me the 20, bro.
was high enough to clear the metal.
Super high, man.
You can take it out.
All right.
Get you 20 pounds.
There's 20 bucks, mate.
I think that's
gonna
good.
bend it on the way down more.
That's good because I might break.
No, I think we should just leave it. Someone sent us these. We're trying to keep them nice.
Yeah, man.
And we're just kicking them. What the heck is going on here?
Well,
Whole Batmobile's upside down.
yeah.
And what is this?
We're building a little frame for our little skid car for Cleveson Cars. So,
Gonna be the Burnout Car.
yep. We gotta have a little skid burnout car for his little competition so we can compete.
So you're not bringing the bully after what I saw over there.
No. We're borrowing something from it for an event.
You're pulling a me, but even more crazy, borrowing the whole motor out of
It
it.
runs and drives great, and we need a little bit of power. So
Damn, you're going crazy on this
we
thing.
figure he's doing something serious with this whole skid series, you know. And
Yeah,
if
he's
we
taking
take- If we miss one, we don't get a chance at the belt. So I was trying to get a car done so I get
Yeah,
a chance at the belt.
he's taking the burnout stuff serious.
Yeah. So are we, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, you got right into it.
I had
Whole
to,
front of
man.
the car is gone.
The whole car's gone, but it's getting cooler. So they'll just have to follow along.
Gonna be sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty nifty.
It's definitely something different. Brent had his own parts laying around.
Yeah. Something that at least made some power. Yeah.
Batmobile Burnout Car. Bully powered. Check it out, guys. Haven't given an update on Goofy Built's car, Shane's car, in a minute, but he's been uploading on this thing a whole bunch. But I think the last time I mentioned this was, it didn't have the engine bay painted at all. Definitely didn't have the engine in there, but as you can see, the engine bay is painted, and he has his H in there, H to B, all-wheel drive. Dude, this thing's gonna be crazy. And he's working on getting the fuel ran to it right now, because he just wants to hear it run.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
dude,
just
this
wanna
is gonna be
fire it
sick. It's getting closer. Oh, and he also got the shifter in. Check that out. So is this just a B series shifter?
Yeah, it's a Cord TSX is what they said, what the box says.
And that's by K-tuned.
Yeah, K2.
That thing's sweet. Yeah, I was actually messing with it. It feels really good.
Yeah.
It feels like it's gonna shift awesome.
Heck yeah, right.
And your custom hydro dipped intake.
Oh yeah, Sean intake.
Yep, Sean made that one, and then Preston dipped this one, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Sucks he's not dipping anymore. Otherwise, I'd have a marble.
Yeah.
valve cover.
Yeah, and you got the other valve cover on there. This one looks pretty good, at least for now, but you're gonna change that. He has a new one coming,
Yeah.
but she's coming together. That's sweet, so be sure to go check him out, Goofy Built.
Heck yeah.
He's been posting on her.
All kinds.
Yep. Just gotta wait for my hatch to come out.
Right?
It's gonna happen.
All-wheel drive on all-wheel drive.
Yep, H versus H.
Yeah.
They'll be both coming out hopefully this year.
Rad.
It's gonna be awesome. So we have the Easy Shift program pulled up right now. This is what controls everything for the strain gauge. So what we're gonna end up doing is there's two options with this whole strain gauge. So what the strain gauge does is it cuts the ignition as you're shifting, so it puts less stress on the dog box. This transmission, since it is a sequential, you could probably realistically just stay floored and yank it back, just kind of let off on the gas like a motorcycle, and you'll be good. But we want the strain gauge built in so that I can just stay floored, and then I can pull it and it automatically cuts for me, and it does less damage to the tranny and less time in between shifts, makes it a faster pass, all that good stuff. So our original plan was to tie this little easy shift software box right here, this little ECU. We were going to tie that into the AEM. But we actually just went ahead and went full standalone with it because that's the other option you can do. There are guys in Australia running everything I am right here. They're called BYP, and they run at Cootamundra. It's like a no prep event, and it is quarter mile, and they actually hold the record like quarter miles out there. There's some speculation since it's on a no prep, but regardless, they're making a lot of power and those things are shifting awesome. And our original plan was to tie this into the ECU, but we've been talking to them and they run this whole system standalone, which means this wire right here, which is coming out of this box, which is connected to this strain gauge on the shifter, when it senses the pressure here, it sends a signal through this wire, these two wires, and then that goes into this guy right here. This is the positive for my coils. I depinned it right now because we're just testing things before I make final cuts and make it all finalized. But this 12 volt goes to this wire. So right now we made a break in the system, and then this will actually cut ignition for whatever we set it to in here. So right now it's set at like 522 milliseconds. So you pull back on that lever, it disrupts this connection right here, unloads the box, shifts, and then ignition comes back on and you keep going. So we kind of got it all set up, and right now we're probably going to try to start the car up and just test it. We're going to be playing with this more tomorrow.
Cut set really wide open. Obviously it's going to be much shorter of a cut than this, but you see when I pull back, it kills the car. So we're going to make that cut much smaller, but it is set up and working. Every time I pull back, kills it.
But we have it set really wide open right now, so we just got to get it dialed in. But that's just some more stuff we got to come back to, get it dialed in. So we want to try to make sure we get it all wired good here on the lift, run it through the gears, and then our plan is later to get this thing on the dyno and make sure it's running through the gears good on the dyno with no clutch, and we're just good to go. But we will come back to the MR2, but that's where we're at in getting it ready for Cletus and Cars, and possibly its first 8-second pass, so we'll see. So I have a shout out that is pretty long overdue. For those of you who do or do not know, we have a company called Astro Tools that has been helping us out for quite some time now. These guys have been sending us all kinds of stuff. They gave us a care package a while back that included these awesome lights that have magnets on them. They stick everywhere. And these little guys too. They sent us this bearing kit, freaking rotor puller kit. We haven't even had a chance to use this stuff. You can see they're still new in the box. We got some more sockets right here. These actually pivot, and then just some other stuff, exhaust pipe stretcher kit. Who knows when we'll find a use for that. We also got this vice grip slide hammer. This is honestly one of my favorite tools, even though we haven't had a good chance to use it yet, but you clamp this on, and then you have a slide hammer to pull anything you need off with those guys. And then they sent us countless amounts of sockets. Sorry, the toolbox is a little unorganized right now, but we have all these sockets from them, swivels, all this stuff that we use all the time. We have a whole bunch of hose reels that they have sent PFI, and just all kinds of stuff. And I feel like I do not mention them enough. So I just wanted to dedicate a minute or two to them right now. So thank you so much, Astro Tools, for all that you have given us. And be sure to go check them out because they have definitely supported us 100% ever since the beginning. So thank you guys a lot. And yeah, definitely want to just get their name out there more because it has been awesome. Love the lights. These are definitely what we use the most. This guy right here, use it for everything. But yeah, thank you Astro Tools so much. How you liking all this food out here? Is it good? Adding on a few pounds?
Yeah, my belly's liking it.
Met with Wyatt.
Hello.
Post-shop things. Getting some dinner.
Gonna get drunk, baby.
Yeah, Matt's driving, right?
Oh yeah, let's go.
He's drinking a soda and he didn't even get a drive.
I know, he didn't even get a drink.
What?
But, you know what?
If you can connect the dots, that means somebody's driving, but it ain't him. And he ain't even drinking.